Good morning and welcome to 50 Somethings and welcome to day one of our Boca Chica adventure. These first few stills are the initial flora, fauna, and views that we saw from our villa, and also an image of the main hotel looking up from the back side of our villa. There's a true art to decompressing, and when you only have 3 days, you want to get to it right away. So the first thing we did on day one is took a nice long walk around the property, checking out the beautiful views, the infinity pool, the sounds of the sea lapping on the beach, and just enjoying the old dock, the rocks, the birds, the sounds of the sea, the quiet of the villa. We were practically the only ones there. Just taking everything in and recognizing that this was our space, our reprieve, our piece of paradise for 3 days. This is day one. As I mentioned earlier in the video, Gone Fishing Panama Resort sits next to another resort, and you can see that by both the docks here along the small private beach, exclusively for the use of the guests of these two resorts. When I was taking my walk here, we were at low tide, and you will see some more videos of the low tide here following these stills. It was a lovely walk along the beach. Absolutely scenic. I loved the sounds of the waves lapping along the beach. It was just what we needed to decompress. If I was to have a complaint of any kind, it was merely that it was very humid, and we have become quite used to the cooler, drier climate of the highlands. So it did take us a little bit of time to acclimate to the much warmer, more humid climate at the coast. Gary and I ended our first day with dinner at Luna Azul Cafe and Restaurant at the lodge next door to us. The view is absolutely spectacular, as you can see here from these stills, and the restaurant was nothing short of 4 to 5 stars with service. One thing that we did note is that the ceiling of the restaurant was covered in little tiny, I guess you could call them salamanders, all over the place. They just lived there. They were very cute. Dinner was amazing. This is the end of day 1. Day 2 coming up next. The morning started off with complimentary breakfast down on the villa's patio, as you can see here. It has a fishing theme. I took lots of photos and we really appreciated all the small details that made this patio and this villa very special. Love all the fine details on the woodwork. Lovely place. Brad, the owner, was very charming and always came and talked to us every morning. As you can see here, we got a plate, cut up fresh for us every morning, as well as eggs cooked, either fried or scrambled, and coffee and toast every single morning for breakfast. It was lovely. After breakfast, Gary and I decided to drive to Boca Chica proper, which is only about a 2-kilometer drive from our resort. On the way, we documented lots of the holiday decor. As you can see here, we do get asked a lot if they decorate in Panama for the holidays, and yes, of course they do, as you can see here. It is just different than we decorate in the United States. Downtown Boca Chica is very small. It's literally just one little loop, and all the houses are right on the road. It is also right on the seaside. We went to Parque Centro, as you can see here, and it was decorated very quaint for Christmas. We did just a little bit of sightseeing, checked out some local flora, a couple of local avocados, and then later in the day, we went for dinner in downtown Boca Chica, where I actually got a lobster dinner for all of $18, which is absolutely unheard of in the States, and this was fresh lobster. It was delicious. By the time we left, it was getting dark, and we decided to record some of the Christmas lights in downtown Boca Chica and just some of the sounds of Panama. Please enjoy.
príncipe otra vez.
Welcome to day 3 of our Art of Relaxation campaign in Boca Chica. So far, so good. Gary and I have really been enjoying every moment of our downtime. And day 3 is no exception, and probably our very favorite of the 3 days there. During day 3, not only did we get to see tropical birds, but we also saw iguanas as well as howler monkeys, which are going to come later on in the day 3 segment. We also drove to the beach and got to spend some beach time there, and Panda got to enjoy her walk on the beach with us. Probably our favorite day of all 3 days here in Boca Chica. We do hope that you enjoy it as well. As always, thanks for watching 50 Somethings. And if you are new to our channel, we want to give you a special thank you for joining and being a part of our retirement journey in our new life in Panama. If you feel the need, you can follow along with our journey as we left the United States way back in June of 2025 and drove 10,000 miles across 20 states and then drove into Panama, an additional 4,000 miles and across 6 countries. And you can go back and check out our journey if you'd like, or you can just follow along starting right now. But as always, thank you for joining, following, and subscribing. We so appreciate you, and you are helping our small channel to grow. Have a great day. Now we're talking Playa Hermosa. Panda's filthy now. She loves the water. Go on, Panda. Keep walking, baby. After about an hour of walking on the beach and collecting a bunch of seashells, we took the very scenic drive back to the villa, which you can see here from the video, and then some stills after. It was gorgeous, but then again, so is all of Panama. It never ceases to amaze me how everywhere that we go is stunningly gorgeous. If you have never been to Panama, you really, really need to put it on your bucket list. It is truly a beautiful country, takes your breath away at almost every turn. I highly recommend it. After we got back to the villa, we had planned to take a nap, but we were quickly reminded that once again, this is Panama, and things are sometimes just not in the cards because we suddenly heard all these loud noises, sounded like dogs barking, very loud. And I had to get up only to discover Gary was messaging me from the pool saying, "You need to come out here." There were howler monkeys everywhere. Videos forthcoming. Panda, stop. Gary and I were fascinated with the howler monkeys, and they were literally only 25 feet from our villa. So we were able to get very close to them and get some footage. Some of this footage is better than others depending on the angle of the sun as we were coming through. This video and the next one, they seem almost silhouetted just because of where we are standing, but you can see them moving through the trees very well. And they are actually pretty big. We were concerned because we had heard some rumors about how they react around humans, But after talking to several people and doing our own research, we discovered that they are not actually dangerous to humans as long as you don't get in their way or make them feel threatened. However, they were only 25 feet away from us in a big tree, and you had to cross underneath that tree. So we discovered that you really don't want to spend a lot of time dilly-dallying. If you have to go underneath that tree, do it quickly. Because if they do feel threatened, they have a tendency to throw sticks, rocks, even feces or urine if they feel threatened. However, these guys are pretty used to humans and pretty much ignored us. Either way, they are fascinating to watch. On the morning of the 12th, as we are sitting at breakfast, we did notice more howler monkeys in the trees, and we decided to watch them as we enjoyed our meal. You get to enjoy them with us as we relive it. On checkout day at breakfast, as we were sitting there eating our fresh fruit and eggs, we looked to our left and noticed a family of howler monkeys. If you watch this video closely, you will see a mother, a daddy, and a baby as this video progresses. We were awestruck and couldn't take our eyes off them. Enjoy the last of Boca Chica and the howler monkeys. As always, thanks for watching 50 Somethings. Have a great day.